Welcome back. Good to see everybody. I'm sure you heard the big news of the commencement speaker. I don't know, Coach Father, you heard the news. Who was going to be speaking?
So we got Steve Carell?
No, I wish we had Steve Carell, but I don't know if you remember Meredith. She's a Carroll grad, Kate
cool.
Flannery. So had to go with the Office theme there, and great to have Kate come back. And I'm excited about getting a Dundee, so we'll see how it goes. And I think 6A might get a Dundee with their group here. And again, just welcome back everybody, and we're going to continue on. So, Coach Father, let's continue with 6A.
Okay, right out of the gate, we have Paul, call me Jake Pizanno. Jake was a proud member of our 5th period class, and I'm sure anybody who's ever met Jake or has taught him or has ever played lacrosse with him or if ever experienced his presence is probably somebody you're never going to forget. He has a great personality. Whether you want his personality or not, he's going to show you exactly what his personality is. But I really enjoyed, in all honesty, teaching you, Jake. There's a lot of sides to you that many people don't see. One of them is that you're very, very intelligent. You speak your mind, and you stand for what you believe in. There's no pretense with you at all. You definitely believe, or you say what you think, and you back up what you believe. And you can see those in things like your work with Best Buddies, which I think is probably your greatest contribution to Carroll. And I think it's a perfect link between who you are and what you want to be. You want to be somebody who's real. And in that program and working with St. Catherine's, you can't fool those kids. You can't fool them at all. They can see people's personalities and emotions. They have really a tremendous sense of emotional intelligence, and seeing how well you work with them and how much they truly love being with you is a great memory that I'll have. And I was always very impressed to see how you work with them. I think you have a great sense of humor, whether it's at appropriate times or inappropriate times, but you do have a very good sense of humor. And I think all of those things are going to come together at the right moment and are really going to allow you to become extremely successful. I don't think Father Spez or myself would be shocked if, you're an incredibly successful person. In fact, we pretty much expect it. So thank you for everything that you did for Archbishop Carroll. Thank you for your work with Best Buddies. That's a great legacy to leave behind. And we wish you all the best. Make sure you keep Norristown. All right. Next up, we have Sophia Priolo. A genuinely extremely kind person. And sometimes people are kind, but they're not really kind to your face. It's kind of a fake smile, but that's not anything remotely true about Sophia. Somebody who's always very, very positive and wants everybody, I think, around her to be happy. And you don't find that often with people. Sometimes people want to be happy, but they want others to make them feel happy, where your happiness comes from making other people happy, and you're not expecting them to make you happy as well. I think you would probably be happy with people around you enjoying things, even if you may not be enjoying a situation. I appreciated all of your efforts in our 2nd period class. You were always asking questions. You were always very interested in whatever we were doing. And as a teacher, that's always very commendable and very much appreciated. You're somebody who, I think you fit your name very wise, Sophia, meaning wisdom. You strike me as somebody who thinks through things. You're very conscientious. And that, again, is going to help you as you move on into college. And I just thank you for everything that you've done for Archbishop Carroll. I thank you for your personality. I thank you for, most importantly, your kindness to your friends, to your classmates, to your teachers, and to everybody in our Carroll community. So to Sophia Priolo, I wish you all the best as you move on to college. Next up, we have Thomas Poole, a gentleman, as we know as TJ, who I first met wrestling. And he's somebody who is always trying to be, again, it tends to be a very outgoing class, or a class that's, tremendously, kind. And I can always remember you welcoming me, as the assistant wrestling coach, knowing full well I had no expertise in wrestling, and I still don't, and never will. But you still respected me as a coach. You listened to me.
You do a mean RKO though.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing RKO he's got.
You're the worst. But we thank you for everything that you've done for Carol. We know you were a hockey player as well, and you're somebody that contributed mightily to our school. And I'll miss everything that you brought to our table as far as athletics, kindness, just somebody that's very caring and very, very real. So to Thomas Poole, thank you for everything you did for the wrestling program, for the hockey program.
Pro-life president.
Pro-life president, absolutely, which is your greatest contribution. So we thank you for all of those things, Thomas. Good luck. Okay, next up, before we go over to Father Spez, is Mason Quamsey. I said it right?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Or Mason. Very, very kind, another kind gentleman. Great personality, great sense of humor, another proud member of my second period class. Somebody that does truly care about what they are doing. It's becoming a theme over and over with this class, but I'm not just saying that. You always struck me as somebody that's very conscientious, somebody that cares about what they're doing. And whether it was you had a nice, I'd call it a hue of sarcasm, where it wasn't like blatant like my sarcasm is, but there'd be like this nice hue of sarcasm, which I always found really funny. I don't know if anybody else were to pick up on it, but I always appreciated it, and I thank you for it every time you brought it into the class. So to Mason, I wish you all the best in your future. God bless.
All right, next up we have our valedictorian, Audra Quigley. And I think even though you certainly earned those honors, I never saw you lord that around. I know you worked hard in all your AP classes and Faith in Action, but sometimes those valedictorians can be in your face and, try to, look at me and look at all of my accomplishments intellectually, and I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you. And that just was not you, Audra, at all. You were very humble and of service to others with your intellectual work. Also, as a volleyball player, setting people up. I know you maybe had a hard time spiking. You said that but you set them up. You passed the ball well, and I think that just kind of describes you. You're just very humble in your gifts that God's given to you, and you shared them well. And that generous spirit that I saw you in Kentucky doing and in Carroll is going to take you to great places, because if you have that kind of intellect and that kind of those gifts, and you're sharing them and being generous with them, God's going to bless you abundantly. And I think with your personality and what you've done at Carroll these 4 years, and Thon, and you've done a lot of NHS, you did a lot of stuff besides volleyball, but you're just so always humble with your gifts and talents. So continue to do that and be generous, have that generous spirit, and we're really proud of you, and certainly you earned those honors and should be commended for them. So congratulations, Audra, and you're going to do great in the next level. All right, next up we got Danny Remar, and I had the privilege of having Danny the last couple of years in Faith in Action, and just my big thing about you, Danny, is just your work ethic, working hard in class. I know. You just, I think you're just, with some people just getting by and just passing and just, hey, I want to get a 75, I want to get an 85. You always work to do the best you could, and always got your work done on time. Always, you did the best to your ability. I just really was impressed. That's what I think of you. It just like, You took the time and extra time to get that work, and to do it well. So I think that's going to take you to great places too, with that work ethic, and again, just very kind, very easygoing in class. But I just always remember you for just getting all the work done, getting on time, doing it the right way, being precise, and not just doing it just to get by, but giving your full effort. And that's what I know you as. You give your full effort, and if you continue to do that, you're gonna do great things. And so, Danny, I'm really happy for you, and continue to give it your full effort in the future. All right, next up we got another quiet one, Max Ritter from our sixth period cafeteria table, which we were going to miss those moments of you jousting with people with like, I don't know where you're getting like, it was like jousting each other with tables next to the Carroll corner. People are trying to buy candy, and it's Max Ritter and Jake Pizanno, trying to throw tables at each other. So I'm gonna miss those days. The tables certainly. I hope they're still.
Yeah, social distancing could not have come at a better time.
I don't know if you really could comply to social distancing, but we'll see. But obviously, Max, I know. Actually, the other day I saw you at that school with a white convertible. I'm like, whoa! I mean, I drive a Chevy Cruze. You got nice job. I don't know how you pulled that off, but maybe it's your lacrosse skills. I know you're a big lax player and all that stuff. And I know that's I'm sure I know you've worked hard and going to do that in college. And again, I think my prayer. I know you're so interested in that and working hard on the field and the lacrosse team. And I know dedicating this lacrosse season to Luke, and that we weren't able to play it out. But I hope the lessons learned on the field and that work ethic on the field is not just something for lacrosse, but in life. To work hard in the classroom. To certainly you like to joke around, you like to have a good time, and life is good and enjoy it. But at the same time, make sure you work hard and earn what you receive, especially in college. Look on in the lacrosse field and off of it as well. So good luck to you, Max, and God bless you.
Okay, next up we have Nicholas Romanoff, and the first thing about Nick, that when I kept reading his name, and it probably inspired the Cooking with Kavara more than he realized, is that every time I saw Romanoff, I just thought, how a mnemonic device to remember your name, like, because I didn't want to get you and Nick Deladona mixed up, so I would always go Nicholas Romanoff, Beef Romanoff. All right, so which doesn't make any sense, but that's how it eventually remembered your name. Exactly. So eventually, that's probably what led to the whole, cooking experiment this year. But another, gentleman with a great, sense of personality, somebody who's not shy, who'll tell you, exactly how they feel. Whether they are a fan of you or not, they're going to let you know exactly. And luckily, I think that we had a good enough rapport where nothing was ever too disrespectful, even though you made a crack about my hair that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. I'll still hold that over you. But a very, respectful person nonetheless. I still hate the earring. I wish you didn't have it in there, but, you pick the battles that, you want to win. But, just somebody that brought a lot to our second period class, somebody that was genuinely interested in what was going on there, both theologically or philosophically or whatever we were discussing. You were always engaged. You weren't, you weren't out to lunch or aloof or anything like that. You were always engaged in whatever you were doing. And I think that's a good way that a lot of people are going to remember you from the school, like somebody who was just very engaged and very interested in what they were doing. So to Nick Romanoff, thank you for everything that you did for Archbishop Carroll. God bless.
All right, next up we got Caleb Rolloff, and again, never had the privilege of having you in class, but I think one thing I've really got to know you this year with is you'd always come to school a little late, and I remember coming into the cafeteria at first, like, what are you doing? Why are you always coming late? But you were involved in the vocational training course outside of Carroll. And again, I think that's a great thing. Like, everyone doesn't have to automatically go to college, and it's just not their thing. And for people to get involved in a trade, I think that's a really awesome thing. And actually, maybe if you're watching this, I am going to ask you a favor. If you could create our next Kairos sign-up thing. Last couple of years, we had someone build a cross, someone build a Kairos. So maybe, Caleb, a little extra credit for you for the Kairos next year. If you could build, maybe a Sacred Heart. I don't know, just, something that looks religious. You don't have to, but I'm just, I know you're good at the trade, and I know you're a good guy, and you're down to earth and funny. Sorry to put you on the spot.
No Catholic guilt there.
No Catholic guilt.
No
but
Catholic
May
guilt.
29th, come on by and drop it off.
If you
whatever.
care about Archbishop Carroll,
I think
you'll do this.
But yeah, I know you do, Caleb. No matter what, I know you do. So thank you for just your great years here, and getting your dedication to the trade and outside of that as well. And I just know you're just a easygoing, down to earth person, and you can get along with anybody, and I respect that. So that's why I remember you the most, Caleb. So God bless you. Good luck in your next endeavors.
Okay, next up we have Gianna Solomon. Now, I did not teach you Gianna, but our paths crossed in other ways. One, you were right next door in Mr. Valenti's theology class. I would always pass by and, see you there congregating with everybody else who were so excited to get into that class and learn about theology and experience just a great atmosphere. Also, we really got a chance to, know each other on the Mr. Gallagher field trip up to New York. And our one mission on that trip, of course, was not about to learn more about film or television. It was to get to Angelo's Pizza because it was rated a 9.4 by the president in his pizza reviews. And I remember you were one of the catalysts behind that you wanted to make that trip all the way down from basically Times Square to Carnegie Hall. And, you were, I remember, almost like the leader of that group. We were on a mission to go there, and we did. And the group sampled the pizza. And, of course, you had, I think, people like Michael Patrick Dempsey that just said, meh. It's okay. But you were excited.
What was your rating, Coach Father?
I think I gave it a 9.1.
All right, that's a good rating.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the 9.4. The Angelo's in South Philly is much better, but I digress. Gotcha. I'm Philly, faithful. So, right. But either way, I remember that we were so excited that we actually, I think we ended up ordering 3 pizzas. So for that group, so. Nice. It was great to see you hold your own, especially because I think you were the only girl in the group. I think that I can remember, but I don't have a good memory. So if there was another girl in the group, I apologize. That's the Bluetooth going off. It wasn't a British. Yeah. But either way, thank you. Also for all the things that you did for Pat, supporting him throughout the year. You were definitely, I know, an anchor for him to help him through that. So I know he'll never forget all the things that you did for him and supporting his family. And you were definitely a great friend to him during this time. So to Gianna, it was a pleasure to get to know you. Thank you for everything that you've done for Carol, for your friends, for your family, and we wish you all the best.
All right, next up we have Isabella Santangelo, and really got to know Bella this year in Faith in Action, and certainly, again, hardworking, gets the job done. Yeah, just you were definitely interested in the class, and you were just always involved in it. You gave some great video tips on what to use for, what I could use for class, and I appreciate those. But again, I just thought that you really had an interest in, learning more about your faith and taking an interest in that. And when you're all in with that, your heart's in on it. I know hopefully the Kairos retreat also helped you with that. I know, you got some great friends. I know you had a great Carol experience, but when you go all in with your faith and you put your heart into it, you're going to be rewarded. And as long as you have a foundation, you're going to be okay. And I just think, I know, you're really smart, very easy, very friendly to talk to, easy to talk to, and you're involved in a lot of things. And I think it was the dancing. I think that was your thing. But overall, I think, if faith is the foundation, you're going to do great things. And I'm very proud of you. I'm really happy I got to know you this year, and I wish you and the rest of your classmates, your friends, all the best. So God bless you, Bella.
Okay, next up we have Matteo Santaleri.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, we're really gonna miss you. God bless you for your endeavors. Yeah. The irony, and please don't take this the wrong way, anybody who's listening, especially coming from the mouth of a priest, but everything about this kid I should have absolutely hated from the moment I met him. First off, he comes to, when he transfers from Malvern Prep, the great Malvern Prep, he comes on the practice field, and I meet him, and I was like, all right, this kid's, I think he was like, 6 foot. I'm like, he looks like an athlete, he'll probably be good. Then he opens his mouth, and he's like, yeah, I'm Terry Santaleri from Malvern Prep. It's like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, so that's like one strike against him. And then I'm like, well, where'd you go to, where'd you play CYO? The St. Anastasia or whatever. I was just like, so he's from the grade school that I hated because I was from St. Agnes, and he was from one of the high schools that always thought they were too good for themselves, in my opinion. I don't think that anymore. But but when he showed up, I was just like, oh, he's from St. And I couldn't stand St. Anastasia's. It's one of the blessings of Carol because I would still probably despise that place if it wasn't for the likes of Matteo, Sophia, Dante. There's more than I'm forgetting.
Many more, yeah.
Distinguished people. But so I was like, oh man. Well, and then I was like, what do you play? He's like, play linebacker and play a little offense. So I'm like, all right, linebacker, I'm not really going to have to deal with him, thank God. But as we went through the season, I realized that, number one, this kid works extremely hard. I'm like, all right, well, even if he's from those horrible places, I can, work with somebody who works hard. And then I found out, actually he's a really, religious kid. He's sound. He cares about his faith. I'm like, all right, why am I having these positive feelings or opinions about this kid from St. Anastasia and Malvern Prep? And as we talked, we learned that, we had a lot of similarities. We had similar coaches and even similar teachers when we were growing up. And I was like, wow, we have a lot in common. And then as the season came on, he was a part of, Richie and Tyler as far as that elite linebacker crew that we had, even Tyrese, and how they were really going to be their anchors. And it's very rare to have a kid come in junior year who ends up being a captain for your football team. That doesn't happen all the time, and we had 2 of them. But that just shows what kind of leadership that he had and how much respect he'd already garnered from the players, because the players vote for their captains. So it shows you everything about the kid. But also during the season, he started out at linebacker, and then with our injuries, we really needed him to play the end, and he never complained once. He didn't say, oh, now I have to learn a whole new position. And he was just getting comfortable playing linebacker. And we had to move him to DN, and, he didn't even hesitate. And now went from thinking I don't want anything to do with this guy junior year to now I'm coaching him at my position. And what a job he did from us. Our whole season turned around as soon as we moved him into the DN slot, and he just completely dominated. Bonner couldn't block you. O'Hara couldn't block you. You became such a catalyst for our defense the rest of the year. And I can't thank you enough. And, everything I taught you, you did. You didn't do anything on your own, and you were able to play yourself into one of our better defensive players. And I'll always be grateful, not only for your commitment to our football program, but you made our school a better place. You made Kairos better. You were a terrific rector on our last Kairos retreat. So everything you gave way more to Archbishop Carroll, to me, to the coaching staff, to the team than we gave to you, and we're going to always be very grateful to you for that, Mateo. So even if you are from St. Anastasia's, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. God bless. Moving from Mateo Santolieri, we move on to Jacob Santoro.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, a kid who probably is the greatest sport that I've ever seen. I'm somebody, if they make fun of me, I'll probably hold a grudge for you for the next 10 years and you won't even know why. But with Jacob, I remember he was walking down the hallway, and unbeknownst to me, I don't know if it was a former injury he had, but it always looked like he was strutting. So I called it the Santoro stroll. And so he would always look like he was strutting around, the school as if he was a big man on campus. He was, he had the football jack and everything. I'm like, oh, look at this guy. He's like right out of a movie. But then I went to find out that he's not, arrogant or anything. He's the furthest thing from that. He's not pretentious at all. He's just somebody that's always very, honestly, very positive. And when things come his way, he takes it with a grain of salt. We had a situation during the year that I won't mention, that he had to take care of. And even, the jokes he made, he took it in stride. But worked extremely hard, worked very hard in the weight room, and really was an anchor for us on the O-line and really allowed us to have the success that we had. But just I'll really, more than anything, I'll miss your personality and everything you gave to our school. So to Jacob Santoro, thank you for everything you did for the school, the football program, and I wish you all the best. God bless.
All right, next up we have Evan Sheets. And again, I never had the privilege of having him. I think of Evan, just a great sense of humor, a guy, the life of the party, a guy that always in the middle of something and joking around, carrying on. And, in the senior class, we just have a nice balance of people. You go from, people are really positive, caring, and, quieter. And you got your people that are just like to have fun and joke around. And Evan was one of those people that, whether in the cafeteria or in the hallway, just always know that I always knew Evan was there. And just always putting a smile on people's faces. And we need people like that, especially during these crazy times, stuff like that. I hope that you still have that joy and that sense of humor. And I think, again, if you continue to do that in the future, you're gonna impact a lot of people for the better. So Evan, I appreciate your good spirit and your joy. You're just a fun person to people want to be around you, and just continue to do that in the future. It's going to take you to big places. So thanks, Evan. All right, next up we have Spencer Schiele, and I guess for me with Spencer, I know you got to know you with Kairos, stuff like that. Again, I want to apologize. This is probably my first apology for this, but Coach Father was talking about a couple of times getting people's names mixed up, and I think a number of times in the cafeteria I always confused you with like Cooper Lake, or I called you like I just always was off with you, and like the third time I finally like, oh God, it's Spencer again. I totally so I apologize for those moments. And I think you're in lacrosse, a lacrosse player as well. And again, but I think my big thing with you, and again, not having in class, just I know the college experience was a good one for you, and getting to know people in your small group and beyond that. And again, I just think you're just just down to earth, like just a chill person. Just at your lunch table, always like there's always fun things going on, and you're just kind of go with the flow kind of person. And I think that's I think you did good in class, and I think you did well on the on and off the field, and just to continue to stay well balanced like that, and just to continue to be yourself and what God called you to be. So Spencer, again, my apologies for getting your name wrong a number of times over the years, but I know who you are, and good luck with college and your next step in the future.
Okay, next up we have Neal Shahbaz, who was so patient with me as I kept mispronouncing your first name all the time, especially the first day of class when I kept saying, is it Neal? You're like, Neal. It was just back and forth. And then, eventually I got it right. But, a person who, very, not just conscientious, but somebody who cares about their work, cares about learning more, about whatever subject they are doing, a proud member of our second period class, but also somebody with a great sense of humor. I still remember actually the first time I, met you or knew you was actually junior year when we were in the cafeteria, and you had this one table in the middle. I won't name the other people who would drive me nuts, but just as we have certain tables that may be uncooperative, these gentlemen would do some things that were never destructive, but running around, but I'd always have to keep my eye on them. And you would just kind of shake your head every time I had to walk over, and you're like, I'm sorry. And you would always make apologies for them, even though you didn't need to. But an extremely kind person. You will be missed in our class. You remember you're very, very dutiful when it came to notes, always making sure that you got all the information that you needed. And I'm sure that's going to bode very well for you in the future, and you'll have tremendous success at whatever you do. So to Neal Shahbaz, thank you for your contributions to Carol. Thank you for your contributions to our class, and I wish you all the best.
All right, next up we got Yifei Shen, and a lot of people know him as Sam in the hallways. And again, I always give people credit coming from another country to learn our language and learn our culture. And Sam was just one of those people. There's not many people over the years from Carol that really went all in. And Sam just went all in with, just embracing, what Carol is as a family, getting other people to know who he is. It's easy just to stay with your little group of friends that you came with and not really expand, but you did. You weren't afraid to talk to people. You were at a lot of the events, and I give you a lot of credit for that because I know it probably wasn't easy. My main memory of you is at the Chinese New Year that you would always get all dressed up in your cultural garb and do your little presentation to Mr. Fox and the rest of the people at his house, and sometimes you did it at the school as well. And that was a lot of people wouldn't do that in front of all these people, but you weren't afraid to share your culture and your traditions. And I just think, Sam, just that's what kind of person you are. You want people to get to know and get to know you, and again, not afraid to expand your horizons and expand and get to know more new people. And I pray in college you're just a great person, easy person to get along with, and continue to be that friendly self and not be afraid to put yourself out there in the next level. So Sam, thanks for helping us get to know you and your traditions, and you'll always be remembered for that. So thanks, Sam. All right, next up we got Mike Shivers, and Mike Shivers is one of our St. Anastasia people, are the great Spartans of St. Annie's. And with Mike is just Mike, man. He is just, you are one of the chillest, laid back people that I've met. Just so really easygoing, like super easygoing sometimes. Just super laid back. nothing really bothers you, nothing really gets to you, just easy to talk to. You're my Kairos, really got to know you in a different level as well. There, I know you're a funny guy. You joke around. Your movies, your TV, your games, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. But I know in the classroom as well, you take that seriously. So Mike, it's good to be laid back and chill and stuff like that. Just make sure though, make sure there's times to get your work done and to persevere in what God's calling you in your life, your vocation, and to do that. So just it's good to be chill and laid back, but make sure when times when you have to get rolling, you gotta stay on things. So but Mike, I think you're gonna do well, and I'm proud of you. So God bless you. All right, next up we have Ciara Sims, and Ciara, I never had the privilege of having in class, but again, a hardworking, diligent person. Seeing you cafeteria in the Super Room 200 library, you're just always the one person to get your work done. Very sweet, very nice person just to talk to, and again, I don't know what you got involved with. I don't know if we had stuff in school or outside of school. I apologize for that. But I just know just you as a very friendly and a very just nice person, and again I appreciate you just just that kindness is going to take you places, having that kind heart, and so there are the moments that's when I think of you, I think just a very nice person and stuff like that, and I know I think you do well with your schoolwork and things outside of school, so. If you have that continual good heart, it's going to take you to great places, and that God has blessed you with those gifts. So, Ciara, all the best to you in our prayers. All right, next up we got Joshua Smith, and then we'll go back to Coach Father. Josh, I think I think in the shows and in the theater program and the chorus, I'm pretty sure pretty gifted in that. Again, never had the privilege of in class, but again, when I think of Josh is like this is who you are. Like, you just this is being your true self, being real. Again, high school it's not easy to do that, to be your true self, but just over the years, just like, hey, this is Josh, this is who he is, and he's not afraid to be that. And I think again that's a very mature thing to do. Some people take still after college to not be afraid to be their true selves. But when I see Josh get involved in the Acts program or the chorus or is in the hallway, hey, there's Josh, and Josh is just always the same person every time I saw you, whether with the kids or with the teachers, administration, and that just goes to show just great integrity there. So we need more people like you, and I'm happy that you learned that quickly, that valuable lesson to be your true self, and continue not to be afraid to be that. So God bless you, Josh.
Next up, we have Skyler Smith, another
Victorian.
Yes, we salute you.
Can't spell it, but
Cardinal Doctor, you folks. Skyler Smith. So, obviously being a salutatorian, anybody who knows her in class, it's very easy just to be like, well, Skyler, first thing off the bat, she's extremely smart, but it's so much more to her than that. Proud member of our 5th period class, but somebody who's just constantly searching for truth. Somebody that's never going to be satisfied with knowing surface level stuff. That's never going to be good enough. You're always going to know the why behind the why behind the why, and you won't stop asking and studying until you find the answer to your truth. And that's such a great skill, and it's really something many people don't have anymore. They just want a quick answer. You don't. You want the right answer. That's what separates you probably from so many people. Whoever came up with the name for you, Skyler, I think was clairvoyant. Hopefully that's the right word I'm using. It's probably not. But either way, whoever picked that name, it suits you so well, because the sky truly is the limit to your potential. I mean, you have every opportunity to be as successful as you want, and it would not shock me to see a envelope come to my address one day and says, do you support the campaign to nominate Skyler Smith to be president one day? I know it's coming down the road, that you'll probably be president of this country. And, regardless of what you do, though, I know it's going to be not simply just for yourself, but, for the betterment of society as a whole. So I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you for all of your contributions. You earned every recognition that you're going to receive at graduation, and we wish you all the best, Skyler. God bless.
All right, we got next up Maureen Soltis, better known as Mo. And Mo, when I think of Mo, again, I've been blessed to know her from Faith in Action. All around person, all around did, whether it was in a student council or CSC, NHS, sports, Kentucky, just a very well balanced, got the job done person. Time management is definitely a gift of yours. You're organized. Again, I don't know how you did it. For me myself, how that's an issue for me to stay on top of things, to be organized, and you were doing all that, especially these last couple of years, and been blessed to know you and watch you do that. And again, I think that's going to take you places, to be that well balanced all around person in college and beyond, to make the most of your time, not to waste it, to stay organized, and not only just do it for yourself, you're doing it for others. I know in Kentucky that was a great experience for you, and I know service to CSC and NHS, you did all these things, not because you were forced to or it was a requirement, because you really enjoyed it and you put your heart into everything. So Mo, I just really appreciate you're just, again, a great leader in this class. I watched you really get more and more involved. And again, I don't know how you did it with all the stuff you're involved in, but you did it well and wholeheartedly. And I'm blessed that I got to know you and to watch you do your great things you're doing. And I know you're going to do more great things in the future. So Mo, God bless you, and we're proud of you. All right, next up we got Brendan Stoah, and I got really to know Brendan this year in Faith in Action. Just I gotta say, I really. It could be quiet sometimes in the back of the classroom. A little Stoah in the back. Sometimes you can't even see you back there, but I know that you're carrying on, cackling back there, doing your thing, and that you're a funny guy, easygoing. I got your work done. I still got to grade all your stuff, but I saw handing all your stuff in and all that. And again, I just think that you're just like you're a straightforward person, and that personality again is going to take you to great lengths and great places. Again, just being yourself and not compromising on any values or anything you need to do. And I know, like, besides in the class, again, I know you're involved in other things as well, and you put your whole heart into it. And again, I think in college and beyond, you're gonna do great things. I know your family well too. You have a great family, great sister, and I just continue to be yourself and continue to be a friendly and a good presence to others. So, Brendan, congratulations.
Okay, next up we have Emma Spanholz. And there's a couple things I'll always remember about Emma. One, obviously an outstanding student, but also one I've never seen you not with Gianna in any part of that building, classroom, cafeteria, track team, regardless. And I mean that in a good way. It's always great to have a friendship like that. Then the other thing that I'll always remember is I mentioned wrestling, earlier. And, as wrestling, I don't even want to use the word coach. It really was just helper, outer, moderator. And really my job, would be to help supervise, especially if another coach couldn't be there. And I never would go inside the actual wrestling room. One, because the smell could kill you in 2 seconds just walking in there. And also it was like extremely hot. So I would actually not even be in the wrestling room. I would just stand outside the doors and make sure they weren't, strangling each other or anything like that. And I would be sitting outside. I remember you would always walk by, just be like, "Hi, Father," and kind of smile because of how insane it kind of looked that the, coach was not even like in the wrestling room. We were just kind of standing outside, checking in every couple of minutes. All right, they're still alive. Everything's good. But, it was always very, very courteous, respectful. You gave a lot to the school along, obviously with your mom being the track coach. And, I got to hand it to all, you being one of the leaders on the team, and everybody who's a member of the track team. It's hard. I'm sure it can be very, discouraging to be on a track team without an actual track at your school. I don't know what else to compare that to other than, like being on the swim team without a swimming pool, or something along those lines.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, either way, you persevered and you still were able, to commit, your time all 4 years. And I'm always thankful to, people that are able to do that. So to Emma, thank you for everything that you gave to Archbishop Carroll athletically, and also in the classroom. Thank you.
All right, winding down. Got 3 more to go. Amiri Stewart is next, and Amiri number 0 on our Carroll basketball team. And the only reason why I know that is because one of the parents reached out to me for the Adopt a Senior today and asked me what was Amiri's number, and I certainly didn't know it, but I had to look up like your team picture, and it was number 0. So you are number 0, but
Father Spez, the investigator.
I know. I just helping the parents out. Hey, you're going to be getting a nice goodie bag from all these parents. God bless those parents doing that. Again, hard work ethic on that basketball court. We had a great season. Our new coach. I think you're certainly one of the leaders on the team this year. And I think again, my prayer. I know you're going to continue playing with your basketball career. That it to be that just that same hard work ethic on that court, and that joy you bring in the hallways, always joking around the cafeteria. Just a person that could to light up a room. You have that gift. You can make people smile and joke around. But that same hard work ethic, make sure you keep it in the classroom as well, in college, get your education, and and continue to do well with basketball. I know that's your gift, and don't forget where you got that gift from. It's from God. It all goes back to Him. So, Amiri, God bless you, and hope you do well and accomplish great things in your future. Next up, this God bless this woman who had to deal with me all these years, Emma Sutter. Who, again, one of those people go way back to our Cianis days, and it's a shame they had to deal with me all these years. Like, I thought I got away from Father Mike, and then I reappear at Carroll 6 years ago and got to deal with me again. Emma Sutter, all I got to say is one of the most amazing human beings that I've ever met. A person that is just an incredible person in my book. I don't have to share a resume of things because you're not that kind of person. You're a humble person with that. And all I'm going to say, instead of saying the resume of things, because you know what they are and all that you've done, there's no person on these lists that I want to see, get, to accomplish and get something, in that next level in college and beyond than you. You deserve just the best, and with all your life experiences, and that you've stuck with it, and we've all, walked with you in those experiences. You deserve, to be blessed in your future, and I pray every day for that, and I hope and know that you will be blessed because of the type of person that you are currently, and what you will become. I am blessed and a better person and a better priest knowing a person like you. And again, I'm not one to get, to be serious and all, but I just want you to know that just utmost respect for you. And I just want nothing but the best. And I think all the, Mr. Cumming, all of us, Coach Fott, we would all say the same without going through because I don't think you would have to list every single thing, but you're a humble person, but you're gonna be blessed by in your future, and we're praying for that and hoping for that, and you deserve it. So Emma, God bless you. We love you. And lastly, the most athletic, I think got the award for the most athletic for the girls is Erin Sweeney, who can certainly just pull up and spot up a 3 at any moment, and I'll airball it. You can make it. God bless you, Erin. Well done. And just a humble leader on and off that court. Again, I think of the volleyball team and the success we've had on the volleyball team and why we won all these PCLs. You're a key component on that basketball team because it was never about you. And look at me getting MVPs and scoring the most points. You were certainly a team player, humble with your gifts, hardworking in the classroom. I had you last year. Easygoing, just a laid back, fun person. Never took yourself too seriously. And that's why we did so well in the girls basketball team, because people, a person like you helped build, you were a foundation of that. I know Coach Rainey and all the coaches would say just what kind of great leader you were on the court, and now you're building up these underclassmen and they look up to you. And again, you never took advantage of that. You just a good heart, and come from a great family, St. Bernie's and stuff like that. So I'm just really proud of all your accomplishments, and continue to stay humble with them, and I hopefully we'll see you in the WNBA sometime, shooting threes, because I think you certainly have gifts and talents. I know you're headed to Drexel. I think it's Drexel. So do well with that, and congratulations, Erin, and we're really proud of you, and continue to make us proud. All right, and that wraps up our 6A crew. Another nice group of human beings. We got one more to go. So 7A, one more week. Tune in, and that's a wrap. So God bless you.